Critics are going after Vice President Kamala Harris after she warned Israel about advancing farther into Gaza. She warned. What's her experience again? She seemed to suggest a red line with this advice to our greatest ally in the Middle East. Here it is.
We have been clear in multiple conversations and in every way that any major military operation in Rafah would be a huge mistake. Let me tell you something. I have studied the maps. There's nowhere for those folks to go.
Are you ruling out that there would be consequences from the United States?
I am ruling out nothing.
Social media lit up, as you might imagine. Here's one, shameful. Another, one of the world's great orators and cartographers. We are so blessed. She studied the map. And kick rocks, Kamala. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is not asking for hers or anybody else's permission.
It
is impossible to defeat the sheer evil by leaving it intact in Rafah. As in ancient times, like our brothers, we are also united. We are fighting and will be victorious. We will enter Rafah and achieve total victory.
All right, let's pause there. I want to come right to the congressman right now. Congressman Michael Waltz is with me. So she talks about enforcing a red line. She can't even enforce the red, white, and blue line between us and Mexico.
Right.
And that was her job.
Yeah, look, let's talk about the map. Just below Gaza is Egypt. Where is the pressure on Egypt, on the Gulf states who could write checks? I mean, you could have a release valve and set up some of these camps and move some of these civilians. But right now, Hamas knows two things. One, it could hide its 30,000, multiple battalions worth of fighters amongst this population. And they know that time is on their side because this administration is getting weak-kneed. So if their goal is to turn world opinion against Israel, this administration is just playing right into Hamas's hand. Where's the pressure on Hamas? Where's the pressure on other countries? And where is the support for Israel to eliminate? You have to eliminate Hamas. And they are willing to sacrifice their own civilians to get that public opinion win that apparently we're playing right into.
But we know the answer to the question of why. And the American people have got to get angry about this. It's because
pure politics.
It's an election year.
It's called Michigan and Minnesota.
That's right.
And Biden's political team is in full panic mode. When you have, Harris, when you have 100,000 voters in the dead of the Michigan winter that after work make a point to go to the polls to vote uncommitted.
That's right.
That has them in full panic mode, and everything they're doing right now is about politics, not supporting our allies.
If they really cared about the people in Gaza, though, that's not exactly how they would be helping them. So then you have to ask, will they be satiated in any way by this administration? Biden could do backflips on top of a pinhead, and it might not satiate them.
Well, but now you have this massive naval operation to set up a port in the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean to deliver humanitarian aid. By the way, that thing is going to be very vulnerable to the same drones, the same missiles, and the same types of attacks that are hitting our ships in the Red Sea.
Well, the prime minister also threatened to call off his senior aide's trip to Washington this week if the United States did not veto a UN ceasefire resolution today. That resolution does not call for Hamas to release Israeli hostages. Just in the last hour, the U.S. abstained from the vote, and the resolution passed. They abstained. So what should Netanyahu do next?
Well, we don't go neutral. I mean, that abstain vote is shameful. We don't go neutral when it comes to Israel. That's what like Russia and China do when it comes to North Korea, in terms of not wanting to side with North Korea but not wanting to go against. This is it's ridiculous, and if I were Netanyahu, I would pull back his delegation.
And my team was just telling me one more time. Okay, so the national security spokesperson for the White House, Admiral Kirby, just said this is not a shift in U.S. policy. I feel like he's talking through me now. He should just call in. What do you think?
You can't put lipstick on this. This is a political pig for the Biden administration. Their base is walking away for them, but to craft geopolitical strategy against, with our ally, against Hamas, which is the ISIS of Gaza, and are horrific and have stated they will do it again. They are not interested in a two-state solution.
Absolutely.
And if allowed to survive, they will do October 7th all over again. It's shameful.
I give the voters in Michigan and Minnesota a lot more credit than this. They know that we're still supplying them weapons. They see the bigger picture, but this is also not just about this issue for those voters. It's also about electrical vehicles and everything that's going on there.
Yeah.
I so appreciate you being here in
Good to be with
person.
you,
We
Harris.
hit a lot. Thank
All
you.
right.
Come back anytime.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.